What's going on, fantasy football fans? So, another great week coming up and a lot of big decisions to make. Now, I wanted to just jump on and do a quick video and give you some ideas for the upcoming week. Now, we're going to start with defense. There are three key players that I think you should be looking for if you're looking for a cheap option. Now, the first is Fernando Marçal. He plays for Wolverhampton. He's 4.6 million. And last week, he scored both assists. So, I think he brought in 18 points. Now, Wolves have a delicious upcoming three games. They have Brentford, Southampton and Newcastle. So what you're hearing there is fairly easy, and Newcastle. Well, hopefully a walk in the park. But for any fantasy football manager looking to save some money, 4.6 million is a fantastic saving for a defender that is guaranteed to start and looks very aggressive going forward, getting on the ends and providing 2 assists. I put Adama Traore this week. That didn't do anything. Wish I put Marçal in. Have a look, 4.6 million. Now, number 2, Shane Duffy. Now, Paul loves Shane Duffy. Paul actually told me in secret that he has a weird man crush on Shane Duffy, which is interesting. An Irishman and a Scotsman, you know, it's not something you usually hear unless it's a joke about who was the drunkest. But in this instance, he represents incredible value for money. 4.2 million. He's played every minute of every game for Brighton so far this season. This is really interesting. He's the 8th highest scoring defender in the game as of right now. And their upcoming games are Leicester, Crystal Palace, Arsenal and Norwich. So again, nothing too difficult. Likes to get forward. Is a big lad, dangerous in the box. He's already scored 1 goal and kept 2 clean sheets. So, you know, Brighton look like a well-managed and well-oiled unit. They get forward well, they defend well, and they're very difficult to break down. And when you've got a centre-back partnership in Duffy and Dunk, let's just say it's not going to be easy to break that one down. So Shane Duffy, 4.2 million. If you want to save some money for a guaranteed starter, it's great to have him in rotation. Now the final is going to go to Ben White. Now I know what you're saying, Luke. You're insane. Now if I find where you are, I'm going to kill you. Other than that, Ben White is a very good ball player. You don't pay 50 million despite him being English if he isn't. However, right now he offers tremendous value for money. And why? 4.4 million. Top 30 creative defensive players, I should say, in the Premier League. So right now, that is an independent index that the Fantasy Football group organised, the ICT it's called. And he's within the top 30, so those are players that are going to get forward, create options, and move the ball well. Now, we know he's a good ball player. If he can spread the play and get forward a little bit, there's a couple of assists in the lad maybe. More importantly, their games, Arsenal's games coming up, they have Brighton, obviously a big game for him. I'm sure he'll start for that. Crystal Palace, very difficult feature in Aston Villa. Leicester and Watford. So realistically, at 4.4 million, I know Arsenal haven't started well, but the only way is up. And 4.4 million is a fantastic saving for a guaranteed starter. He's dropped out 1 or 2 weeks, but you don't pay that much money and not play the guy. So great options. There's 3 great defenders there. Okay, so I don't want to go on for too much longer because, you know, I talk too much as it is. But I have to get some midfield and forward options out there for you. So to start, I'm going to go a little different. Paul Pogba. There's a lot of talk right now about Ronaldo scoring 2 goals in his first game for United and playing the full 90 minutes. And who can drop him? But do not sleep on the other talent in that team. Luke Shaw making some wonderful assist opportunities. Bruno Fernandes proving that he is not to be forgotten. And there's more than just Ronaldo in that Portuguese influence. But more importantly, Paul Pogba is an absolute worldie right now. 7.8 million. He has... Sorry, I just wanted to check that. He had 7 assists in 4 games. That's absolutely incredible. At this stage of the season, Pogba is returning the kind of numbers that we have expected and United fans have expected for a very long time. So Paul Pogba, 7.8 million. And their upcoming games, West Ham without Antonio, Everton, yeah, not bad, but I still think United will have enough. And then obviously a very difficult feature against their underdogs and legends, Aston Villa. But Paul Pogba, that's a good option, 7.8 million. Number 2, Diego Jota, 7.6 million. Remember, Roberto Firmino is still injured. He's still sidelined, and that doesn't look like it's changing anytime soon. We saw how incredible Diego Jota was last year when he was signed by Liverpool. Nobody expected him to do so well from the incredible Wolves, but he did, and he's been an incredible player for them since. He's made a good start to the season. He started 3 out of the 4 games with 2 goals to his name so far. This is the game that I expect him to really, really turn it on. He had the most chances on goal last week against Leeds. Now, it didn't come off for him, but you know, when a player's making that many opportunities and he's playing in a centralised forward unit alongside the likes of Mo Salah and Sadio Mane, you know the opportunity is going to come. And at 7.6 million, that is an incredible bargain. And of course, the games, Crystal Palace, Brentford, and City, Manchester City. Well, I think, you know, I'm going to say right now, I reckon Liverpool are going to beat him. But that's 3 weeks away, so we'll come back to that. So Diego is a great opportunity. Last but by no means least, a bit of a forgotten name, Aubameyang. Now, I know you're thinking that is an expensive choice for a player that hasn't done a whole lot this season. However, it's one of the cheapest he's been for a number of years. He's sat at 9.9 million. He's 2.3 million than his North London rival, Harry Kane, who's had a very boring and dull start to the season. And some some Tottenham fans are a little concerned. Brian, I won't say anything any more than that. But 2.3 million saving, which you can then deploy on other opportunities. Maybe you're trying to get Ronaldo in. Maybe you're trying to find a bit more money for the midfield. But that's a great saving if you're looking. And what I like Aubameyang is he looked great in the last game. And their upcoming games are Burnley, Tottenham and Brighton. Now, Tottenham could be a difficult game. North London derbies are always interesting. But Burnley, I've said it the last couple of years, I don't understand how they've survived. They're a well-managed team. Sean Dyche's a cracking manager. But you can only go so far spending as little as they've done. I think Burnley are out of luck this year. And Aubameyang looks to be the guy. I already suggested White earlier. I think Aubameyang is going to be where the balls are played to. He's going to get the supply. I wouldn't be surprised if you get 2 goals out of him this week. So Aubameyang is my final choice for your midfield and forward options. Now, captain, this is difficult because there are a number of good opportunities. I'm going to go with 3 potentials. Number 1, I'm going to go for Mo Salah. The Egyptian has been phenomenal so far this season, and there's no reason that's going to slow down. I think he's a great captain opportunity. Number 2, Aubameyang. I know a bit of an outsider, I just mentioned it, but if he does turn up and he does bag a couple of goals, 2 goals with the captaincy option and maybe a man of the match, you're looking at a great return. And the last, if you're feeling a little bit ballsy, would be Rafinha over at Leeds. Now, obviously Leeds didn't have the greatest of games last week, but they are going to be back. They are going to be hungry to go at it again, and Rafinha will be available. Now, it's important because they have Newcastle. Newcastle are not a good team this season. They might be lying. They held out well against United for almost 45 minutes, and it was an unfortunate goal that led to that. But once the first went in, they were just toys and lost. So I think you're going to see, again, Leeds love to go at teams, and I think Newcastle are going to really struggle with that Leeds attack. So Rafinha, a bit of an outsider, but again, worth the consideration. So there you go. If there's anything you want from us over the next couple of weeks, we're going to be doing this before every game week. So if there's any advice particularly looking for, if you want to ask any questions, or if you just want to come and insult me, I can take it. The rest of the team can't, though. So please be nice to Paul Forrest and David Convery. Brian, he can take it as well. But those other two, they're a little soft. Guys, thanks so much. Tune in. Make sure you like, subscribe, share. Get us on YouTube every week live. We'll be sharing the details. But make sure you follow, because I don't want to work for anyone anymore. I just want to... How do people make money on YouTube? I don't know. Thanks.